Hello everybody, it's me Kevin, and today I'm doing the 2018 AFL Tipping Round 10. To start off the week, we head to Etihad Stadium on a Friday night, Collingwood versus Western Bulldogs. I'm going to be tipping Collingwood. The Bulldogs, I know they won 3 out of their last 4, but I think they're like flat track bullies, if you know what I mean. They've defeated the weak sides, but I don't think they're going to be able to defeat strong or medium class sides. Collingwood, they've had a pretty good start to the season. So I'm going to be tipping Collingwood. Saturday afternoon at the MCG, Richmond versus St Kilda. No, on a Saturday afternoon, you're not seeing much from St Kilda at all. And Richmond, second on the ladder. They're going to want to win after the way they played against West Coast last week. And it's at the MCG, so Richmond, obviously. Saturday afternoon at the Gabba, Brisbane versus Sydney. I'd be a bit wary about this one, but I'm tipping Sydney, because they have been playing very well away from home this year, Sydney, and they've even won 2 at home. I know they've lost a few at home, but, hey, Sydney, they're one of the strong sides, so I'm going to be tipping Sydney. That's on a Saturday twilight, by the way. Saturday night at Simmons Stadium, GMHBA Stadium, Geelong versus Carlton. Obviously Geelong, because 1, Carlton's dead bottom. 2, it's at GMHBA, and Geelong rarely loses there, apart from when they're playing Sydney, so Geelong it is. Saturday night at Spotless Stadium, GWS versus Essendon. It's a bit of a tough one. Essendon, they came off a really strong performance last week. GWS, they've lost their last 3. But really, I think this is where GWS, they'll want to get hungry again. They want to win this match because they know if they lose this, then their season's going to be in jeopardy. So I'm going to be tipping the Giants. Plus, it's at a Spotless Stadium, and Essendon. Yeah, I think last week was a fluke. I think Essendon will play back to their not so good style. GWS. Obviously, they don't want him to, but I just can't see Essendon playing the way they played last week again. So I'm going to be tipping the Giants. Sunday afternoon at Etihad Stadium, Hawthorn versus West Coast. I'm giving West Coast another chance to defeat Hawthorn in Melbourne. I know I said this in the 2015 Grand Final, 2016 Round 2, 2017 Round 5, and I know they've lost all those 3. No, but this time I actually think West Coast will win against Hawthorn at Melbourne. 1, it's not at the MCG, and it's at Etihad. And West Coast, well, it's not as if they... Because at the MCG, West Coast, they never play well. Etihad, it depends how West Coast are on the day. They can play good at Etihad, they can play not so good at Etihad. And West Coast are at the top of the ladder right now, so I don't think they would want to throw that spot away. So, West Coast. Also, Hawthorn have come off 2 embarrassing losses, so West Coast it is. Sunday afternoon at TIO Traeger Park, which, if you don't know where that is, it's in Alice Springs. Melbourne versus Adelaide. I'm going to be tipping Adelaide. Look, it's a shorter, for 1, travel, it's a shorter distance for Adelaide to travel there than for Melbourne. And 2, actually no, the second one's not a valid reason. It's a tough one. I just think Adelaide, they will defeat Melbourne at TIO Traeger Park. I have nothing else to say on this. Sunday afternoon at Optus Stadium, Fremantle versus North Melbourne. Well, I'm going to be tipping Fremantle. Why? Because it's at Optus Stadium, and apart from Sydney, no other interstate team has been able to win at Optus Stadium so far, and I think this week will be no different. Fremantle, they came off an embarrassing loss last week. I'd imagine that Fremantle will want to try and make up for that at Optus this week. North Melbourne, well, they're playing really well, and I feel that it's going to be a close match. But I just feel that the way the circumstances have been at Optus Stadium this year, it seems like Optus Stadium is the new house of pain for travelling teams. So, Fremantle only because it's at Optus Stadium. Trust me, if this was anywhere else, I would have tipped North Melbourne. Anyway, so to recap my tips, I am tipping Collingwood, Richmond, Sydney, Geelong, GWS, West Coast, Melbourne, and Fremantle. Hope that helped you with your tipping. I'll see you next week. Bye.